welcome again to another episode of Saco River Chronicles. I'm Tony Viggio. I'm here with Dara Crawford, who is running for school board and this year. And welcome. Glad to have you here.
Tony. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone at home.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I grew up in Cornish nearby and went to school at Shakopee. Once I graduated from high school, I went and lived in other states and did some traveling. Moved to New York to the Catskills where we got married. Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, we loved it there. We were there for 5 years. Got married there, had our daughter in New York, and bought a home. And
Finger Lakes region, wine country.
Yeah, we're more east of that, but so beautiful. There's it's huge. New York is huge.
So had your daughter there?
Had our daughter there. Found out we were going to have another baby. At the same time, an opportunity for my husband opened up based out of New Hampshire. And my parents, who are living in Limington, said, why don't you come and build a home on the property? And that's what we ended up doing. We moved back to Maine in 2016, just a few weeks before our son was born. So we've been here. This fall will be 10 years we've been back. And so we have a little farm. My background is in agriculture. I have a degree in ecological horticulture. We have just a tiny little farm. So I had this idea that we were going to farm and I was going to homeschool our kids. I just wanted to hang out with them more, and I had this really idealized idea of what our lives were going to be. And, as they got older, I started realizing I need a little space to just work. They're not always listening to me. It's not going as smoothly as...
Done that.
Yeah. So, and my daughter... We enrolled her at a little school here in Hollis, the Stillwater School.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Yeah, just a couple half days when she was 4, which would be preschool, because she felt she was very social. Yeah. And 2 half days felt really, comfortable for us, for me as the mom who didn't necessarily want her to go out into the world. And then COVID happened. And so school, that ended. And then that fall was her kindergarten year, and she had the option of going to our HB Emory, which I just love so much. Yeah. So she did remote kindergarten that kind of first full year of COVID. Yeah. And then, and it worked out really well. We have space. We had lots of work to do at home. So she did her, online schooling, and her little brother kind of followed along a little bit. And, then when it came time to go back to school in, the next fall for first grade, I wasn't ready for her to go. So the school was so supportive. They said, whatever you want to do. And
that school was?
That school was HB Emory. Yes. And I said, I want to homeschool, but I had learned from other parents. We have lots of friends who do homeschooling in all different ways. And most of our friends go to public schools. But we had learned from some other friends who were doing kind of the same thing. Their kids are all in the public school system now. They started out homeschooling. They said, you can send your child for the specials, music, art. And that's what we did. Yeah. My daughter went, she did music and art, and she loved it. And, as the school year went on, she was expressing interest in going to class with the rest of the friends she was making. And
sure.
Yeah, so she tried a day and she loved it. And so she's been in school since, and I just couldn't have been more grateful and happy with how it all went. It was very natural. I wasn't ready when they were really little. And so I kept her brother, my son, home for kindergarten as well. And then first grade, he just very naturally transitioned to HB Emory, and the teachers are amazing. They've been so supportive. Whatever you want to do, this is your education too. It feels very, very interactive. And so as we've gone along, I feel really involved with the school. I've always felt it's very accessible. I reach out a lot, and I've gone into their classrooms. My son's more. My daughter's at an age now where she's kind of embarrassed by me.
That's a phase.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes. So, I'll go in for different little events. We did, at Valentine's Day, we had a card station, and she didn't even say hi to me when her class came through. My son came over and hugged me, but so as it's gone on, I've felt, I started, attending PTO meetings. As the kids are getting older, I'm realizing they don't need me as much. I have a little more space to do other things, to be
Sure,
more active.
sure.
And so this year, I kind of was doing my New Year's resolutions for 2026, and I said, I want to start giving back and be of service. I want to do something that feels I'm being of service to the community. I had no plans to run for school board. But then I learned that there was going to be a seat up in Limington, and, there was some folks around saying, who will run for this seat? Somebody's already running, and it's great when we're able to offer a choice
Sure.
to the voters,
Yeah.
and it just kind of kept coming up. Oh, this person said they can't, this person can't. Who will do it? Who will run? And I just kind of, I don't know if I can do it because I already feel I have a part-time job besides the farming, and spring is
Yeah.
so busy, but it feels like a very natural evolution. I'm still learning a lot. I
Yeah.
don't come at this with a background in, any of these public services. I can budget for my family. I'm really enjoying everything that I'm learning. There's a lot to learn, and I'm wanting to I'm coming into this kind of campaign, running for the seat, wanting to be very, very open. I have my own ideas, but I want to be
Sure.
open. Yeah, there's...
So overall, the impression you have of the SAD6 school system is one of being very supportive and helpful in the community. And it sounds like this time of your life you want to give back.
Yeah.
And I know this because I've gone through it myself for many years,
Fantastic.
helping the community with nonprofit things like Saco River TV.
Amazing.
But do you come into it with any idea of special programs or needs that the school might be able to use your talents with based on your background? Let's just jump off the cliff here. I know for a while they had at the middle school a horticultural greenhouse there that they were teaching the kids with. I don't know if that's still running or not, but maybe with some of your experience that might be something you'd like to do. Involved with the schools.
Tony, that would be incredible.
Are there any other programs, athletic things, or
Yeah.
maybe on the budget committee there are subcommittees or something that you could be involved with? I don't know. I've been kind of separated from it for several years, but for 18 years I was heavily involved with the school district.
It's so much. There's so much going on. As I research more and learn more, thank you for all that you have done and are doing. It's really a labor of love. Anytime that we can share, our time and our expertise and support, even like an enthusiastic word, I just feel like is so beneficial. Because it does feel, there's sometimes it feels like there's a lot of division in certain areas, and some people, I think a lot of us have strong feelings on certain things. As we get older, they become more ingrained. I'm trying very hard to be open and remember, we all have different paths, and I want to be very positive. I would love the idea, and my daughter will be going to the middle school next year. So it's going to be a big change for our family. She's very excited. I'm very nervous. It's such a big school compared to HB Emory where she is now, but she's very excited. And we're in talks. This was not started by me, but the PTO at HB Emory is amazing, and I've kind of come in as they're really gearing up, and there's talks of there's going to be some gardens going in there, and I hope to to help however I can with that. And, especially this spring, we're hoping to get a volunteer day together. It's really exciting. I think what I'm learning is that we all have our part, and we can all be involved. I think a lot of times maybe families, caretakers are feeling disconnected or not knowing how they can be involved. And I send emails, and I'm at the point where I feel very comfortable with, everybody at our little school. They're all so supportive. And so I when I have an idea, or can I come in and just read to, the class?
Oh, yeah.
It's so much fun, and it's an amazing school. And as I'm learning more, there's so many programs I didn't think of or know about. For example, not everybody, I want to remember and remind everybody that everybody has a different background, and some in our community are not, their homes are not as stable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there are kids who don't, aren't always.
That. Yeah.
Yeah, and sometimes,
guidance,
the guidance, that's huge. Sometimes food, there's often, and it breaks my heart to think of, and I want to help however I can.
Well,
So the schools, they will have a day where a dental hygienist comes for students who maybe don't have access to that.
Yeah.
And, obviously there's the nurses there, and I think some families are great at taking advantage of the wonderful resources at the school, and then I think of things like adult education. And, a lot of the schools provide before care and after care. So it's really just a huge, it provides so much of the lifeblood of the community.
Yeah.
And I know nothing is perfect. There's always places that can be improved. For example, that amazing greenhouse structure at the middle school. I think you're right. I think it's not currently being used.
Yeah.
And, and I am sure it can be very hard to find, the staff.
Resources.
Yeah. And if I can, I would love to start something like that, especially as kids get, the little ones are so adorable,
Yeah, and they want to learn.
And they want to learn, and they want to get their hands dirty.
Yeah.
And it's as they get older, they can really start, doing some really impactful work, and I think, natural sciences are a love of mine, and the arts, I think, my daughter's doing drama now in 5th grade. One of the 5th grade teachers started new this year.
Sure.
And she's loved it, and I hope that it can continue. I know it's out of the goodness of so many, of the
volunteers. And teachers. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's just I have so much gratitude for. It's so much work. It's so much work.
It can be all encompassing. Once you start to get involved, it can really draw you in because you see more and more of what could be done.
Absolutely.
Have you been able to watch any of the school board meetings?
Yes, and it feels sometimes it feels a little intimidating to me because it is still very new, and I feel like I've been reading through the budget, and and you just see these numbers, and I'm famously in my family, I'm cheap, and I don't like spending money, and I go, why does this cost, and then you read through and you're reminded, oh my gosh, like the costs of everything have gone up.
Not what they used to be.
They're not what they used to be, and once you read through, it makes sense, and I know that there are things being added to the budget, and you read down and oh, this is what it would cost, and this is more efficient. I know at our school they're talking about putting in heat pumps and replacing a boiler, and these are the cost is high, but also it's going to over time save money. It's going to be far more efficient.
You have to keep up with technology as it changes.
Yes.
For 20 years I recorded school board meetings, and I saw the deliberations that went on, and for a time there they would put off building maintenance because there were other priorities. Well, it caught up with them. Eventually they had to spend a lot of money to do what hadn't been done, over the years. It's the same with buses. It's the same with, anything else. You've
Yeah.
got to allocate the right amount of funds. Otherwise, pay me now or pay me later.
You've got to invest.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's painful
It
because
is, yeah.
I don't want to spend. I have this other stuff I need to do. It's
Yeah.
just like at our homes. Yeah, it's so true, Tony. It's
Yeah. When you look at the overall town budget, a big portion, if not the majority of it, is support for the schools, and I'm all for that. Even though our kids are mostly through the schools, I still have a grandson in the middle school, but I'm all for it. You know, they're the people there seeing what goes on every day. The maintenance people, the teachers, the staff, the principals, the superintendent, they know what's needed, you know.
Yeah.
And I just think it's important to support them, regardless, because if you don't teach our kids properly, you know, the outcome is not going to be pleasant.
I totally agree, Tony. It is a lot of this is behind the scenes, and we don't unless we
Exactly.
go into the schools. We don't see that. A lot of the stuff they see on a day to day, you know,
Right.
like even and this toilet isn't running, you know, and it impacts everybody, and if it's not addressed,
Yeah.
you know, and I think ultimately we want you know all the kids to thrive, even if we don't have. Even if we don't have kids, you know, it's for the benefit. It benefits everybody if the school.
When you talk about that, two things came to my mind immediately. We used to record school board meetings at the Edna Libby School, and I'd have to drag all the equipment in there and set it up.
Oh my gosh!
And the custodian there at the time was very helpful, and she'd help me set up the equipment and take it down. And I noticed one day, she buys her own custodial supplies. This was back in the 1990s, okay?
Amazing.
And she was so dedicated to doing that kind of work. She did that. So the other day I'm standing in Staples waiting to buy something, and I saw this person in front of me with a big whiteboard that she had just bought with a lot of crayons and colors. I said, "You're a teacher." She said, "How'd you guess?"
Oh my gosh!
And she was buying that on her own. You know, I didn't ask what school she was from, but all these things happen behind the scenes.
Yes.
Where people see a need at that level and they do it, you know.
And they care
And they
so
care,
much.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that's huge, you know, because we see these huge numbers, and it feels like they should have everything they need, but it's amazing how much everything adds up. And you know, I've volunteered at different animal shelters, and,
Sure.
and it's you know, it's similar. You see people, you know, out of just the caring and the goodness of their heart, you know, there's never enough. There's never enough.
yeah.
And they, you know, they reach into their own pockets and share. They want to share, and
They do.
that's profound.
Well,
It's generous and
yes,
selfless.
it is, and we need more of that in the community.
Yeah.
And it's
on
there.
all sides,
You know it's there.
yeah.
You see it happening every day. But I worry a bit, frankly, about the younger generation, as all older generations do, being stuck in their phones and not knowing what's going on around them, not doing enough outside stuff, you know, and
Yes.
real social interacting instead of on the tube or on the phone. So I'm sure it will all even out. Even Plato complained about it, you know,
Oh my gosh.
thousands of years ago. So
I'm so with you, Tony, on that. I remember when we went to the school and they were, you know, even in pre-K they have iPads, and I was very much, you know, and I'm still kind of like, on one hand, this is apparently the world now.
it's the world now.
You know, and on another, right, it's great for them to know, you know, my kids
Yep.
even will go, you know, I'll say, go do this thing, and they know how to get onto my phone and
Yep.
send
Yeah.
a text message to my mom or something.
Well, one of the big things that's coming up this fall is, do we have phones in the school or don't we have phones in the school, you know? And I forget what the current thinking is on the school board, but I think they're going to go away, at least during the day when the kids are there.
Yeah, there's
don't know.
so many things to think about.
AI is another one. How much do you let AI come into the classroom?
Right.
There's a lot of
That's
things.
huge.
Yeah.
It's huge. I know. And I personally, from an environmental standpoint, I'm like, why is AI just prevalent everywhere now? And I don't use it, but my husband uses it in work.
It's good for research, I'll say that.
Yeah,
You can
it
type
can
in
be.
anything and it comes right up.
It can be so helpful. I wish there was an option to, you know, I wish there was an option to opt out of it, at times. Yeah, and just its use in school. Is it going to affect learning? Is it going to affect?
Yeah.
Is it going to positively affect?
Well, that's it. It will
I think
affect
it
learning,
will.
but how will it affect learning?
Yeah.
That's what we need to kind of guide.
I'm sure it feels like this. I know we say this at every generation, like there's never been a time like this, and I keep thinking when my kids are in their 40s or 50s, what's the world going to look like?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
changing so rapidly.
True.
Yeah.
I worry.
I worry too, Tony.
But with more folks like you who are willing to step up, and help, I think we're on the right path.
Thank you.
Do you have a Facebook page or a contact that you'd like to mention that people can get hold of you? Or
I did. I have a Facebook page that's private. I do have farm pages. Our farm is called Esperanza Farm. And I have an Instagram page that goes to, connects to a Facebook farm page. And those are both public. My private one is private, but I'm thinking of just making a new one just for school board for communicating.
Yeah, you probably should.
Yes,
So-
I did make a new Gmail email account, which is dara4msad@gmail.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can put that at the bottom of the screen.
That would
Patrick
be,
can do that later.
that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I want to be completely open and available,
Accessible, yeah.
and transparent. I have this idea of somehow, making what I'm learning available to people because it is kind of,
Sharing.
I have these fresh eyes coming in, not from a background in education, but somebody who's very, passionate and grateful for and supportive of everything. Yeah.
Just the kind of person we need.
Oh, thank you, Tony.
Yeah. Well, it's
I
a pleasure
hope so.
having you today.
Thank you so much.
Do you have any final words that you'd like to say to folks?
I do want to make sure that folks know, specifically for the school board election, that everybody in the school district, regardless of your town, if you live in Hollis, you can vote for the Limington seats. There's a few seats that are up for election or re-election, so everybody gets to vote for all of those in the district.
Yeah.
So you don't only vote for Limington if you live in Limington.
That's
You can-
important.
Yeah, I
Thank
think.
you for mentioning that.
Yeah, and otherwise, I think early voting starts May 8th.
You can always get your ballots now.
Yeah, amazing. And voting day is 6 weeks from yesterday, June 9th, Tuesday, June 9th.
Yeah.
That's it. Thank you for voting in advance
Yeah.
for whoever you consider me or you. Everybody needs to.
Well, with programs like this, I hope we can inform people
Yeah.
about who the folks are that are
Yeah.
running, and I really appreciate you coming in today.
I really appreciate the
Doing this.
opportunity. Thank you so much, Tony.
Thank you, Dara.
Thank you.
And thank you, folks at home, for watching. And please keep Saco River TV in mind. You can reach us on the internet, SacoRiverTelevision.org. I think it's src-tv.org. And Patrick has a huge library of programs there that you can watch. Patrick Bonsant, the manager here. So thank you, Dara.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony, and thank you,
Coming in.
Patrick.
And thank you, Patrick. See you again next time, folks.